Hi everyone, this is Josie with firsttocoffee.com. Welcome back to my channel. In this stitch tutorial we're going to be going over how to make the even moss stitch crochet dishcloth. This crochet dishcloth uses the even moss stitch and single crochet stitches to create this unique texture. And it does have the same appearance on both sides. The finished size is 8.5 inches long by 8 inches wide. The pattern is in US terms. The chains at the beginning of each row do not count as a stitch. And although gauge isn't important for this type of crochet pattern, if you do like to have a gauge to work with, a 4-inch by 4-inch swatch in a half double crochet stitch is 15 stitches wide by 11 rows tall. The even moss stitch is a combination of the half double crochet and slip stitch. It's a very easy stitch to work up, and this is a great pattern to use if you're just learning how to make the even moss stitch. All of the information for this pattern along with the written pattern is available on my website, and I'll provide a link for that down in the description below. Okay, to make this pattern you're going to need 1 skein of cotton yarn. I've used the Lily's Sugar and Cream, but you can use any cotton worsted weight yarn. It will take about 48 grams, or around 82 yards, to make this dishcloth. And you will also need a 4.5 millimeter crochet hook along with a tapestry needle. And if you'd like, you can use some stitch markers to keep track of your rows. Okay, to start out, you're going to want to create your slip knot. And for our foundation chain, we're going to chain 33. And if you wanted to change the size of this dishcloth, your initial chain just needs to be an odd number. Alright, and then for row 1, we're going to be starting in the second chain from the hook. So this is the first one, and that's the second one. And we're just going to be doing single crochets all the way across down this chain. So you'll just insert your hook, yarn over, bring up a loop, yarn over, and pull that through both loops on your hook. And just continue that all the way across. All right, at the end of row 1, you're just going to insert your hook, do the last single crochet, and on this we're going to turn our work and then chain 1. Alright, for row 2, this is where we're going to start the even moss stitch. So starting in this first stitch right here, we're going to be doing a half double crochet. So yarn over, insert your hook, yarn over, pull up a loop, and then yarn over and bring through all 3 loops on the hook. For the next stitch, you're going to do a slip stitch. So you'll just insert your hook into that stitch, then yarn over and pull through, and then continue to pull through the loop that's already on your hook. Alright, so then in the next stitch, I'm going to half double crochet again, and then slip stitch in the next, and we're just going to repeat this all the way across. Once there's 1 stitch left, we'll be doing a slip stitch in that stitch. Okay, at the end of row 2, your last stitch should be a slip stitch. And then you're going to want to turn your work and then chain 1. So for the next rows 3 through 7, we're going to be continuing that even moss stitch. You're going to be starting in this first stitch and starting with a half double crochet, and then following that with a slip stitch. And just continuing that all the way across each row. And that'll go all the way through row 7. Okay, at the end of row 7, we're going to do our final slip stitch. and we're going to turn our work, and then we're going to chain 1. For the next 3 rows, rows 8, 9, and 10, we're going to do a single crochet. So starting in this first stitch, we'll do a single crochet all the way across. You'll do this for the next 3 rows. At the end of each row, you're just going to want to turn your work and chain 1. Okay, after you've finished row 10, we're going back into working the even moss stitch. So you want to chain 1. Okay, so we'll be starting in this first stitch of the row. We'll be doing a half double crochet. Then followed up by a slip stitch. And we'll just be doing that all the way across, 1 half double crochet, 1 slip stitch. At the end of the row, you'll want to turn it and then chain 1. And you'll be doing this all the way through row 29. So rows 11 through 29 are all even moss stitch. At the end of each row, just turn your work and then chain 1 to start your next row. Okay, once you're at the end of row 29, rows 30 through 32 are going to go back into doing a single crochet stitch. So you're going to want to turn your work and chain 1, and then starting in this first stitch here, do a single crochet, and you're just going to do that in each stitch all the way across. You'll repeat this for the next 2 rows after this one. So for rows 30, 31, and 32, we're just doing single crochet stitches. Chain 1 at the beginning, single crochet all the way across, and turn your work. So starting back into row 33, we're going to go back into doing the even moss stitch. So we'll just chain 1 at the beginning of that row, and then in this first stitch, we're going to do a half double crochet. And then follow that with a slip stitch in the next stitch. And we'll just be alternating that all the way across. You'll do that for rows 33 through 38. Okay, after finishing row 38, going into row 39, we'll go back to doing the single crochet all the way across. So we'll just start by chaining 1 and then going into this first stitch. Do a single crochet and continue to do that all the way across the row. Once you're at the end of row 39, for row 40, all this is going to be is a slip stitch all the way across this top row to finish it off. So we'll just chain 1, and then starting in this first stitch, just do a slip stitch, continue that in the next one. Once you complete this row of slip stitches, you can go ahead and fasten off and weave in your ends.